Kurt and George, thank you guys for having me. We were going to do a little presentation for your group. I know you guys are really, really big in the business to business space with, your Maniac team, which I love your name. So I'm happy to go over the presentation, what have you, but I don't know if there's anything that either one of you wanted to share or kind of set the stage, and then I'll go through this and we'll do a little training if you want. We'll kind of freestyle a little bit tonight, but is there anything you guys want to say before I go through this presentation? Obviously, feel free.
I mean, first off, we really appreciate you making time to, talk to our group again, Buck. I think this is the third or fourth time you've taken an hour out of your evening to be with us, and we really do appreciate that. We're excited about this app still with all this. We've got some success stuff. People we've had a couple of more people buy the app, and we've got some that are on the verge of buying the app. So we're excited about that. And I think one of the things that people look at is in their area they may not have people that are taking the app, that are giving the discounts. There's a huge opportunity for you in that, and I think, Buck, you're probably going to cover that.
Yeah.
With the new improved even earning opportunity with that, but
sure,
it's not having people in your area is not a negative. It's a big opportunity for you. You can go out and be the guy that's going out there and making money on everybody that joins. So anyway, George, I don't know if you have anything or not, but
no, I think you said it well, Kurt. We got some people that have bought the app, and we're just excited to kind of get the ball rolling and get them working with their support person with Savers app and get the ball moving on that, so that everyone can start profiting on this on this app. So
for sure.
Yeah.
So is there anyone here that you guys see that hasn't seen a presentation? Because of course I'll go through the presentation. Or is everyone here in?
I believe there's several, but
okay, that are new.
I think there are some that are new.
Good. All right, that means that we're going to do a presentation. So a couple of things. Okay, number one, I want you guys to know that the majority of your questions will get answered during the presentation. Okay, so sometimes we want to chat and ask questions. Well, the problem is when you're asking a question, then you're missing what we're saying, right? So the majority of questions will get answered. I promise you that any questions that you have will be answered between me, Rose, Chad. Right? There is no question that we, for the most part, have not heard before. And what I want to do is I just want to thank all of you for your time. You can see it's a beautiful day here in Utah. The sun is starting to go down. And if you want to know how much I like George and Kurt, I'm supposed to be playing pickleball right now, but I'm here, okay? And I'm glad to be here. So what I'm going to do real quick.
I feel guilty, Buck.
So what I'm going to do here real quick for those of you that are new and you don't really know what we're doing here with Savers app is we go to business owners, okay? And there's two things that we do. Number one, we ask them, do you want new customers, which you're going to say yes to, because we can put their business in the app itself, okay? And as Kurt was just telling you, for $249, we put them in for 2 years. You just made $150 by getting that restaurant or Dairy Queen or dry cleaner or car wash, whatever the business is. Every business wants new customers. So number one. And then number two, what we do is we help them monetize their database. So one of the biggest assets that is underused by a business owner is the database that they have, because they don't know how to convert it. The guy that owns a car wash doesn't know how to make money off this database except when they bring their car wash, right? The guy that's got the greatest Italian food or Mexican food in your town doesn't know how to make money off the database other than when they come in and eat at the restaurant. Okay, so we are solving a major problem. So one of my favorite sayings is, the bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck. And the bigger the paycheck goes to you guys, the agent. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a video. Okay, there's 34 million businesses in America, and there's 8 to 12 million in Canada. Okay. And I want you to think about, if you were a business owner and saw this video, would you want to make 10% off your database doing all the things outside of your business? So just give me a thumbs up that you guys can hear it.
App Rewards Program, an app that provides your customers with cash back, savings, and rewards on their everyday purchases, boosting loyalty to your brand and driving repeat business for you. With your co-branded rewards program, your customers can earn cash back at over 20,000 restaurants and hundreds of brand name stores, both in-store and online. They'll also enjoy exclusive access to our members-only travel portal, where they can earn up to 50% cash back on more than 850,000 hotels and attractions worldwide, including 180,000 hotels in the U.S. Plus, we offer cash back on major travel booking sites. Enrollment is quick and simple. Your customers just add their Visa or MasterCard credit cards to your co-branded app. They'll automatically earn cash back whenever they shop at participating stores, whether online or in store. And the best part, the cash back is automatically credited to their preferred card with no extra steps required. Your app also includes a powerful customer referral program, because we know how quickly good news spreads. This allows you to effortlessly grow your customer base at no extra cost by helping new customers start earning cash back on their everyday purchases. We handle your marketing with engaging newsletters, in-app recommendations, and real-time notifications, making it easy to keep your customers informed and engaged while continuously seeing your brand. Plus, as a partner, you'll enjoy a fully customized app featuring your logo and colors, along with your very own personalized customer website to enhance your brand's presence. You'll also have access to a dedicated partner portal where you can track customer activity and monitor your earnings in real time. As a partner, you'll earn on every transaction, strengthen customer loyalty, boost your brand, and grow your revenue and customer base effortlessly. The new loyalty cashback program with Savers app is more advanced than most loyalty programs offered by Fortune 500 companies today, and it represents your brand in the best possible way. Get your program started by enrolling today. Savers app, where loyalty pays.
So when a business owner sees that, they're like, yeah, you know what? I would like to be able to make money off my database outside of my main business. And so for those that are new, this is our office in Utah. We've got an office in Boca Raton. We're opening an office in Texas. We've got an office in Toronto, Canada for the last year and a half. We're getting ready to open up Canada. And we've got 2 offices in the Middle East, one in Dubai, and then almost all of our programmers are in Bangalore, India. And what you need to know, being new, is that my partner has been doing this since 2003. All right. So for over 20 years. Now I want you to think back. Most of us learned to email late 1900s, early 2000s, and most of us did not know how to text message until 2007 to 2010, depending on how hip you were. Right. My partner was looking at cashback and loyalty programs when nobody else was even talking about it. Our biggest client is Western Union. These guys came to us over 7 years ago. They realized they had one of the biggest databases in the world, but they knew nothing about them. So if you don't know, 1.2 billion, that's a really big database, and they have about 400 million active. Okay, so a little over 30%. They didn't even care about what they were going to make off this program. They just wanted to know more about their database. So we would not even talk to a business unless they had 500,000 customers or more. We wouldn't even talk to them, right? Because a normal loyalty program, it'll have a 2 to 3% activity rate. If you can get to 4%, you're killing it. Okay, so they're super expensive. The average one in America, if you don't know, is around $2 million per year to run it. And again, most business owners aren't even thinking about getting their own program because they can't afford it, right? So what we have done is we have made this app so anybody with a database, a church, a school, a charity, a nonprofit, we've done 2 calls with Make-A-Wish, okay, can get this app and monetize their database. If you know someone that owns a mom and pop business, 10,000 customers, or maybe you know someone that owns a big company, they got 100,000, 5 million customers, it doesn't matter. Any business owner that has 100 to 200 people a day foot traffic, this is a no-brainer for them, because now they're making money off this database when it's not eating at the restaurant or it's not going to their gym. Okay. So the first way we market it is called co-branded. Okay. That is something you want to put in your vocabulary. Co-branded means we take their logo, we put it in the left-hand corner, and then they get 100% customization. They can make it blue and white for summer. They can make it red and white for Christmas. They can change it whenever they want. App and landing page, we deliver that in 4 to 5 business days. A lot of business-to-business friends of mine that are in other, what I'll call vehicles, okay, it takes them 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year to get paid. And I know some of you guys know what I'm talking about, okay, because of all the red tape, you have to wait for it. Okay, this app is up in 4 to 5 business days, and you're paid the following Friday when it's delivered. Now, remember, you're getting 30% of every account that you sign up. Okay, I'll get into the numbers later, but I just want you to remember that number. 30% is what you, the agent, are making off this account every month. The second way that we deliver it is called an enterprise. Okay, so what we do is we now take our app and we put it inside of an app, right? So we've got some big gas companies we're talking to right now. We just had a really big social media company that, like, look, we love this, but we don't want to have 2 apps. Okay, we already have our own app. Can you put your app inside our app with a single sign-on? And the answer is yes. You, the agent, you get paid the same, whether it's an enterprise or whether it's a standalone. You're getting 30% of that account every single month. Now, there's a couple things that make us really unique, and you guys really want to make sure that you get this part. There is no app in the world that does what ours does right now. Okay, so this is a marketing machine. This is a lead generator, and most importantly, they're making 10% off of it every month. Okay, so what makes this unique? Number one is the card linking. So I'm going to show you the app here. So because the debit and credit cards are loaded in the app, okay, the customer is getting cash back automatically. So I just had a bunch of people tell me they were getting cash back from Woot. I didn't even know what Woot was, right? They're like, look, we don't have a lot of restaurants and stuff here, but man, my kids are doing something on the internet, but I think it's Amazon maybe, and we're getting cash back like crazy, okay? So because of card linking, that's going to happen more and more and more, all right? So number one, card linking. Number two, this took us over 2 years to get Visa, MasterCard to do real-time reporting. Sometimes it'll take up to 7 days. Sometimes it'll take up to 7 seconds. Okay. That all has to do with the merchant. That does not have to do with us. All right. So I want you to know that we give real-time reporting, not once a month. Okay. You know, on a printed out thing of this is what happened for the month. They're seeing it in real time for the most part. Okay. And I'm going to ask you guys a question. How many times have you tapped, swiped, inserted your debit or credit card in the last 7 days? And most of you are 2 to 3 times a day. Okay. So this is where I'm going to share the app with you. So imagine if every single time you tapped it, you swiped it, you inserted it, you were being reminded of ABC Car Wash, okay, of ABC Direct Sales Company. So here's the app. Okay. So this is the app working in real time. Okay. And you guys are part of Maniacs. So please do not go and try to download this. Okay. Kurt and George and Jeremy will make sure you get their app. They have their own app for all of you guys. So number one, I'm just showing you how this works. Okay. Right. But you need to download their app. Okay. So number one, if you think about downloading this, don't wait. Maybe if you guys even want to put it in the chat, you can do that. But I want you to watch this. So on the bottom right corner where it says profile, I'm going to click it. And you're going to notice it says my cards. I click it. And you can see in here that I've got multiple debit and credit cards in here. Okay. So because those cards are in there, anytime I tap, swipe, insert, okay, it's going to give me a notification. So let's say like George had me on with a really big furniture chain. There was 9 of them in Houston. And these 9 big furniture stores, they do like whatever, 100, 200 million a year. They're big. And when they saw all the restaurants that were like inside this beltway, they were like, wow. So imagine you only buy furniture, what, once every 10 years, 20 years? I don't know how often you buy furniture, but imagine being in a furniture store and you know, okay, I'm only going to sell this guy 5, 10, 20 grand of furniture once in his lifetime. But if I give him a 10% discount on his furniture and he downloads this free app, every time he buys anything, he's being reminded of my furniture store. Do you think the owner of a furniture store would like to be thought of every time someone tap or swipe their debit or credit card? Okay, so this is a marketing machine. This is a really, 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 really big deal. Okay, so speaking of restaurants, that's the first area I'm going to show you guys. So we've got 50,000 plus restaurants in this app right now. Okay, and we're adding 400 to 500 every single day. And to be in this app, they have to give 5%. Okay, earlier Kurt mentioned some of you are in areas that don't have restaurants. It's because you're in a less populated area. You can go into those restaurants and say, hey, how would you like to have more business? Okay, because most of these restaurants are spending $1,500, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month to advertise, right? To be, radio, TV, the internet, the newspapers, however, they're letting the community know about the restaurant. So do you think if you were the owner of Bandits, which is right over here, that you'd pay $249 for 2 years to be in an app, that anytime anyone had the app, they would see your restaurant? And the answer is, of course they would, right? For one, it's way less than what they're paying right now. Well, let's go back to my story here. Okay, so this is showing you where I'm sitting. So if I click this map, it's going to auto-populate. And I don't know why my phone is the slowest of all of our phones here. But you're going to see these little blue teardrops and circles come in. Okay, these are all the restaurants that are around me right now that I can go to because my card is automatically linked. If I go out to eat and one of these restaurants is in there, the cash back is going to come automatically. Okay, so I was telling you the story about Houston, and I just want you all to know that I never looked at Houston until George, right? I never looked at Houston. Okay, but I will let you know that I was blown away at how many restaurants were in Houston. Okay, so I just want you guys to see this for yourself. So there's Houston, there's the Beltway. Okay, and look at this. I was like, wow. Okay, so again, if you are visiting Houston or Chicago or LA, again, it's this way everywhere. Okay, so what I want you to know is we're continuously adding to this. Okay, now I always forget this video's here, and of course I should know it's here. So if you were here in Utah and I was taking you out to dinner now because it's getting dark, okay, this is one of my favorite Mexican restaurants. There's two things I want you to notice. Number one, when I pay the bill, how fast I get notified, and then how fast it shows up in the actual app itself.
Okay, here we are at my favorite restaurant, Taqueria 27. And we realized that we could actually show you how this works in real time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to record on my phone. We're going to pair it up with this video. If you look, you can see here that on my screen, I've got cash back coming from here a couple of times. Wait for it. It's going to pop up. My last taqueria was $4.90. Walmart was $1.98. Real taqueria was $1.05. But you're going to see this pop up on my screen literally in 20 to 30 seconds. Here is our server. We're going to give it to him right there. He's going to put in the payment. You can see it right here. Ooh, look at that. They're so smart on how they do this. Then I'm going to sign right here. And it is going to show up here. I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to go like this. You can see $4.90. I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to go like this. And there it is. $4.76. So I don't know exactly how many seconds that was, but I'm gonna guess it was less than 20 seconds. So I hope you enjoyed the video and you'll get to see it in real time from this recording as well. Thank you very much. And how was the food? Amazing. It was pretty dang good food too. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we don't just have restaurants, we've got every major store. So in this app, we've got Walmart, we've got Home Depot, we've got Target, we've got Lowe's, we've got Dick's Sports, we've got Best Buy, we've got Nike, we've got Under Armour, we've got Walgreens, we've got Chewy. Okay, so right next to the food and drink button to the right, it says retail. So I'm going to click it. Okay. You will be very hard pressed to name a retail brick or mortar or online store that is not in this app. Okay. And what I want you to notice is that look at the Cougar Den. So Cougar Den, 4%, BYU Student Center, 4%. Okay. Look at all these in here that are in the right-hand corner. It says card linked. But if I slide down here, let me go down, you're going to see in the right-hand corner where it says click offer. Let's go look at Yeti. Okay. Yeti Summer's here. Yeti's big. So if I hit click offer, you can see I'm going to get another 1.5%. And now I'm going to hit shop online and it redirects me. Okay. So we do both in store with card linking. It tells the customer. And then we do click offer where again, you click it. Now I would just buy my thermos or whatever I'm going to get, my cooler, and I'm going to get that. So it is very important that all of you agents understand that we do both in store and online. And again, if any of you are wondering how big online is, how much did you go out to the mall this Christmas? Okay, I'll bet 90% of you did over 80% of your shopping online versus going out to the mall and the outlets and all that stuff. I see Reggie nodding. Okay, that's just the way it is. I remember telling my wife, I will never put my credit card online. It's too dangerous. Did any of you ever say that besides me? Okay, so now we do it all the time, right? It's actually safer. Okay, we've also got gift cards, and we have all of them. Okay, again, Starbucks, McDonald's, Nordstrom, Shell gas station, Amoco, Speedway, Circle K, Target. Like, again, you, by the way, I love Fazoli's breadsticks. I didn't even see Fazoli's until right now. Okay, so this is what we're seeing. We're seeing coast to coast that people will use a Capital One, right, Bank of America credit card to get 3 to 5%. They'll buy a gift card to get 2.5%, and then they'll use the gift card at the store or online to get the other 1.5%, 4%, 5%, whatever it is. Okay. So imagine helping a family get 7 to 15% cash back on things that they're going to do anyway. All right. Then luxury brands. I don't see a lot of ladies here tonight, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I'll just tell you, ladies, none of us guys understand it, but we do have luxury brands in here. Again, these brands don't discount. Dyson doesn't, Saks Fifth Avenue doesn't, Bloomingdale's doesn't, Kate Spade Bags doesn't. And again, we have all these brands in here, but the travel is a big one. So I know a lot of you have got business to business experience. Okay. I know that. And again, I think the world of both Kurt and George. I love how they love their team. And I think you guys got one of the best names ever. Maniacs, Savers App. Are you kidding me? That's such a great name. Okay. But I want you to know that this here is a really big deal with travel. Okay. If you don't know, 1/3 of all the money online is spent in travel. Okay. If you don't know, the average vacation, which summer's around the corner, is $4,000 to $6,000 for a family. And the average American spends 20 to 25 nights a year in a hotel. Okay. So we have every major travel portal in this app. So I'm going to click travel, and you're going to see that we've got all the car rentals, you know, Alamo, Budget, Hertz, you know, Fox, 2%. Okay. And they're all like whatever, 1%, 2%, 3%. And then we've got Expedia and Travelocity and TripAdvisor, 2.5%, 4%, you know, Hertz, 1.5%. And so Booking is 3%. So what I want you to notice, Travelocity is 3%, is that these are all somewhere around 1% to 5%. So if you know a business, like we have a payroll company, it's got 39,000 employees. Okay. BYU, $2 million a month in travel. So that 1 to 2 to 3 to 5% really, really adds up. So if you know a business that is spending significant money in travel, okay, this is an unbelievable deal for them. In fact, this app is almost like an employee benefit. Okay, there's a lot of companies that you can just show this app to and go, look, this is going to help you retain your employees. Okay, right? So let alone make money off their database. But we have a members only portal, and that's something that you guys got to write down. You've got to get used to saying a members only portal. The worst I've ever seen in here is 5 to 10% cash back. And the best I've ever seen is 50 to 60% cash back. Okay. So our worst is better than what I just showed you of all those other programs. But we have them because everyone's used to using them. So I'm going to click travel. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this works. Okay. So every hotel in the world is in this app. Okay. It's over 850,000. Okay. So I'm going to show you Vegas and Orlando, the two most visited. And I'm going to pick the 3rd week of May. Okay. So what it's doing right now, let's say we're all going to go see Jeremy. Okay. It's looking for the lowest online price with the most cash back. Okay. So we're not marking it up 50% to get 50% back. We're looking for the lowest online with the most cash back. Okay. So let me show you what a friend of mine just booked. Okay. So if you look here, you're going to see Flamingo Bay Resort, $615 a night, 6 nights, a little over $4,000. Who can read the cash back?
1226.
$1,200. So let's call it $1,200. Okay. Look at the one below it. I've stayed at this place a lot. The Palms, $612 a night. Again, 6 nights, 4,100 and some change. And what's the cash back there?
1,000.
1,030. So 1,000. Okay. So let me tell you why you guys want to pay attention to this. Okay. The majority of you, when you first heard about Skype, did not download it. You heard about it 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Then you downloaded it. Okay. The majority of you on here, when you first heard about Amazon and shopping online, did not shop online because you thought it was risky and dangerous. Okay. But then when your friends all started doing it, then you started doing it. Same thing with Uber. How many of you, honestly, the first time someone told you to order an Uber and get in someone's car that you don't know, thought it was a dumb idea? I thought it was a really dumb idea, just so you guys know. Really dumb. Okay, so what I'm letting you know is the majority of people right now do not understand that they are going to be in a cashback loyalty program. The majority of people don't understand that their credit cards are going to be card linked in the next 3 to 5 years. You are ahead of the curve because you're here. Okay. So right now, everyone may not just be doing it because they don't understand that they're going to be doing it later. Just like the example I gave you. So let me put this in real terms for you. Okay. Let's say that George and Kurt, they have their own app. In fact, Jeremy, will you text it to me? Because I want to show it. Will you just text it to me? Okay. So let's say that I'm part of the Maniacs Savers app. Okay. I had it in my thing and it's not there. Okay. And I download it. I get $1,000 cash back. Do you guys think that I'm excited about the $1,000 I'm getting for going to Vegas? Okay. But Kurt and George, who bought their own app, okay, they're making 10%. So how much do they make off me? $100. So are George and Kurt happy? Yes. But let's say that you, Kay, or you, Reggie, or you, Jeremy, were the ones that were the agent that sold them the app. What is 30% of 100?
$30.
$30. So you as an agent can go into any business owner, a car dealership that's got 10 car dealerships and they've got 500,000 in their database because they've been doing it for 25 years or whatever. Anyone with the database, you are going to make 10% of whatever they make every single month. And it's residual and no one stops using this app. So look up here, look at all the amusement parks that we've got. We've got all of them. Okay. We've got Disneyland. We've got Disney World. We've got Universal. We've got SeaWorld. We've got Six Flags. We've got Legoland. Okay. We are helping families get money back on money they're going to spend anyway. My partner, Michael, got $1,600 cash back at Disneyland in Paris. Okay. So what I'm saying to you as an agent, as a business person, as an entrepreneur working with this phenomenal group is that you can go out and market this and get paid multiple ways, which I'm going to show you. Okay. but you need to know that we're adding to this every single day. Okay. The AI, the more they use it, the more it target markets what they like. Okay. And this give 5, get 5. So one of the selling points, George, that I would really point out to Colleen with the furniture store is this refer a friend. Okay. So give 5, get 5. So all of you on here that are working with Kurt, that are working with George, okay, you're going to get paid $5 to share their app. Okay. So you're going to get paid $5 to share their app, right? So let me explain how that works. So if I hit this QR code right here, okay, what you're going to see here is it says, why not cashback? Theirs says Maniacs Savers Club. Okay. So you're going to share their QR code. Well, every time you share that with someone, you're going to make $5 and the person you shared it with is going to make $5. And the only thing that has to happen is that they have to spend $25. So I'm going to show you right here. Okay. When is the last time you guys went out to lunch and it was less than $25? $48, $39, $34, like 46. By the way, that Korean barbecue, that was in Vegas, Jeremy. When I went to this Korean barbecue, I didn't know they were in the app. And I got $9 back the next day. Okay. So my point is, would you all agree that spending $25 is pretty easy? Well, you who shared their app made $5 for sharing it. As soon as the person who shared it would spend $25, and then we gave them $5. Okay. So do you think that a business owner would like the fact, and I'm talking about a business that you sold the app to, that every time one of their patrons was sharing this QR code, it was building their brand? Okay. And I think the answer is obvious. Look on the left-hand side. You see where it says learn? If I click that, now it would take me to their main business. So do you see how we made a loop? So you're getting paid to share their QR code, and they're like, well, hey, who is this? They hit the learn button. Boom. That pops up the main business that Kurt and George want people to see. So imagine you're talking to a car wash or a gym or a restaurant. Do you think they would like the idea that it's building their main brand and they're making 10%? And I think the answer is obvious. So here's a little video, and I'm gonna do a little training with you guys. I will make sure that you all have this video. This video is a great way for you to get people sharing their app.
What if you could make $5 over and over again every single day? And all you had to do was give away a free $5. Sounds really good, right? And that's exactly what this is. We call it give 5, get 5. Here's how it works. You give away a free app. And this isn't just some random app. It's loaded with cashback offers from local restaurants, the top retail stores, electronics, health and beauty, auto, and more. Basically, places you already shop in, places you already eat at. So here's the deal. You hand someone this app, they get $5 free to use. And you get $5 every single time. Now, let me ask you something. Who turns down free money? Nobody. How hard is it to give away a free app? It's not. So picture this. You give away 20 of these in a day. That's $100. 50 a day. That's $250. And here's the kicker. There's no cap, no limit. Every time you give away a free $5, you're stacking $5 for yourself. It helps people save money. It helps you make money. Everybody wins. So if you're ready to see how it works, click the link, grab the app, and start giving away free money today.
So as I was telling you guys a little bit earlier, what you're able to do is you're able to share their app. Okay. So this is Maniacs Savers app. This is your guys' team, right? And every time you share this app, you're going to get $5 as soon as the person you shared it with spends $25. So if I was you guys, I'd be literally sharing this with anyone that I knew that I wanted to help get money back on money that they're going to spend anyway. You'll see right on your screen there, it'll show you exactly how many people you've already made 5, how many are pending. It's a very, very cool setup. Now, once you get a program sold, what happens is we give them an account manager. And the reason we give them an account manager is the account manager is going to help them roll this out to their database. So whether it's a church, a school, a nonprofit, a charity, or whether it's, you know, a big business like a couple that we've just brought in, remember that it is always, always good for their database. It's good for them, the owner of the database. And then again, it's good for you guys. So this here is, I took my kids to the Chicago Cubs last September. And then we went to the Monday night football game with the Bears. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is because if I had been using Kurt and George's app, let's say one of you shares it with someone that shares it, that shares it, that shares it. Okay. And I was one of the ones 5, 7, 8 generations later that gets the app from someone that none of you even know. And I went to this football game and baseball game, and my friends want to get the same cash back at the hotel that I'm getting. And I shared that QR code. They never heard of Maniacs Savers app, but now they're part of that group. Right? So the power of this viral growth, do not underestimate it. Okay. Now, this is a slide I wanted to get to because, again, I know that you guys are business minded that are on here. Okay. So before I go through the 10% that goes to the business owner, I'm going to show you a couple of our programs, Maniacs being one of them. Okay. So here is Viago. This is a travel company. Some of you guys may have heard of them. They're very big with a very big database. This is BYU. Okay. Again, a very conservative college. They've got like 40,000 kids, whatever it is, 45,000. And if you notice in the app, the Cougar Den and then the student center. So there's a bowling alley. There's an ice cream store. They've got like 8, 10 restaurants. They created their own ecosystem on this campus. Okay. So again, if you were the agent that brought in that account, you'd make 30% of that account every single month. Parlor. So these guys originally wanted to be a standalone app, which we did. They've got 25 million people that have downloaded this app. But now they're like, wait a minute, we need you to put your app inside our app. Okay. And that's what we're literally doing right now as we speak. We're putting our app inside of their app. So again, it doesn't matter how big or how small, the majority of business owners that you talk to are going to want to be able to monetize their database because they don't know how to do it right now. So 10%. So let's say there's a small database, 1,000 active customers. They only got 2 debit or credit cards, and they're getting $100 cash back per card per year. That's $8 a month. Database is getting 200,000. They love it. And the owner of the database is getting 20,000. Okay, 1,600 a month. Not really life-changing, but it's better than it being a liability like most loyalty programs are. But let's say they're a little bit bigger than that. They got 10,000 active customers. Database, again, 2 debit or credit cards, $100 cash back per year per card. Database, $2 million. Okay, so the database is loving it. Okay, the owner of the database is getting 200,000 a year, 16 grand a month. For doing what? Helping their database get money back on money they're spending anyway. Okay. But let's say you get to a medium-sized company, 100,000 customers, 2 debit or credit cards, $100 cash back per year per card. Database, 20 million. They love it. Owner of database, 2 million a year. Okay. We have agents right now that have brought in programs that they're telling us are going to be 1 million active customers. Okay. So just add a 0 to everything. 200 million to the database, 20 million to the owner of the database. And what is 30% of $20 million? At $6 million a year. Okay. Do you guys understand that you have a real residual income here because no one stops using the app? Okay. So when you really get this, okay, and again, I'll prove it to you, all of you on here are a member of Costco or Sam's Club. And some of you are members of both. Okay. Most of you don't know how many years you've been there, 10, 20, 30, whatever, 40 years. And most of you don't know what day of the month each year that you renew it. So I want you to think about the customer at Sam's and Costco. We pay $100, $150 a year We pay to be a customer. And then once a year, we hope that we get a check that's bigger than what we paid. Isn't that how it works? Okay. And none of you have ever once thought about getting rid of it, ever. You've never sat down with your spouse and said, I think we should maybe get rid of this thing, ever. Okay. Now, look at our model. Customers free, and every month to their favorite debit card or their favorite checking account, they're getting $5, $10, $8. Oh, $1,000 they went to Vegas. Would you ever think about getting rid of that? Let alone the fact you're getting paid to promote it? Of course not. And that is what you're seeing right now on steroids. Okay. You have an opportunity to help a business owner monetize that database and make a tremendous residual income because of what it's based off of. It's based off of a business owner helping their database. They win, and you win. Okay. This is what the back office looks like. I'm going to show it to you. This back office is free to the partner. So when you sell the app to a business owner, they don't pay anything for these metrics. They don't pay anything to see. This comes with the one-time setup fee. And then this is what we sell it for. Okay, so we have 3 price points that you want to remember. The Pro is only $5,000. You want to get used to saying only $5,000. The Premium is $10,000. And the Business is $15,000. Okay, the millions and millions of dollars that it has cost in this technology and to put all this under one roof is unbelievable. And this is a steal to any business owner. Okay. Now, the only monthly expense, we don't charge them for the back office and we don't charge them to run their program. The only thing they do have to pay is how many debit or credit cards are in their app. Okay. So the Pro for $250, they get 1,000 debit and credit cards. The Premium for the $250, they get 2,500 debit and credit cards. And the Business for the $250, they get 5,000 debit and credit cards. Now, this is very significant to a business owner, okay? Because right now we're letting you sell the $15,000 app and landing page for the Pro price, okay? So what does that mean? That means if you had the business plan and had 10,000 debit and credit cards in your app, you would pay $500 a month, right? $250 for 5,000, which would mean 10,000 would be $500. But if you had 10,000 debit and credit cards on the Pro, you'd be paying $2,500 a month for debit and credit card security. And that money goes to a company called Spreadly. They do like 60 billion transactions a year. And they're number 2 or 3 in the world with credit and debit card security. So you're doing a business owner a solid by getting them the business plan for the Pro price. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to show you the actual site in a second. So this is Michael and I up in the left-hand corner. This is my business partner. We are on a warpath for agents right now. Okay. We are about to roll out a resume campaign, right? Where you'll be able to get resumes in different cities across the country. Okay. So what we're looking for are other agents. Someone invited you here tonight. Okay. So right now you're all working with Kurt. You're all working with George. You're working with Reggie and Jeremy. Okay. These are some of the events that Michael and I have done. Okay. Some of these events have been really big. Like this was like whatever. I think it was just under 1,000 people. Some of these events, some of these companies we've met with have really big databases, 7 to 10 million. Okay. Some of these have been churches. Some of these have been schools. Okay. And so what I want you to know, and Jim, I will get to your question. Okay. I want to answer your question. Okay. What I want you guys to know is there's no business too big or too small. Okay. All you want to do is get us in front of the business owner that you know. Okay. So, okay. So listen, so this is a really good question. And this means that I did a bad job explaining it. Okay. So there's 2 things that you're doing as an agent. Okay. So I'm going to back this up. So I want to make sure, because if Jim is thinking this, there's other people that are thinking it too. Okay. There's 2 things that you're doing. Okay. This app. For $249, a business owner can put their business in the app. So let's say Jeremy owns a restaurant in Vegas. It's called Jeremy's German Food, whatever. And I go, Jeremy, these are all your competitors that are in our app. Would you like us to send you business? He says, yes. For $249, I put Jeremy's German Food in this app. Okay. And now he is in our app for $249. But now I go back to Jeremy and I go, Jeremy, I know you're in the app. I know you're getting business from us, but how would you like to make money off of your database when they're eating at your competitors? And he goes, yeah. I go, great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell you this app. So it says Jeremy's German Food in the left-hand corner. And now everyone that comes in your restaurant, you're putting them in your app. Hey, get a free dessert, but you got to download my free app. Hey, we're going to give you a free soda, but you got to download my app. So all these businesses use different promotions to get their database to download the app. So to buy the app is $5,000 to $15,000 because you want to monetize your own database, and to be in the app is $249. Okay. So again, Jim, if you were wondering that, then there's other people that were too. Okay. So we don't do a white label. Okay. So again, this is another great question. Okay. So listen, a co-branded model, okay, is the first way, which means we put their logo in, they get to control the colors, and it's cookie cutter, and it's up in 4 to 5 business days. Okay. And then the enterprise, right? We're putting our app inside their app because they already have an existing app. Okay. The reason we can't do white label is because you would have to go through the 2+ year process with Visa, MasterCard to be able to get approved. Right. So we do it co-branded, and then we do it with the enterprise where we put our app in their app. Okay. And there's a big difference between being co-branded and white label. Right. So if you guys notice in a presentation, you never hear me use the word white label ever. Okay. And it's because we're not a white label. We're a co-brand, or we're putting their app in our app. So again, a really, really good question that Jim posed there. Okay. So back to my PowerPoint. So this is how you guys get paid. And this is where I think you're going to want to pay the most attention is here. Savers app is what we're selling. Okay. This is an amazing app. And again, Michael's been a partner. I've been friends with Michael for 17 years. We are Loyalty Partners Group. We're the marketing arm for Savers app. Okay. And you get paid multiple ways here. So the majority of these business owners that you're talking to are never going to see this. Okay. We met with a direct sales company with 9 million people in their database. They're never going to see this slide. Okay. BYU University is never going to see this slide. Okay. We are a marketing company that gets paid residual on the back end. Okay. So this is all about you. Everything I showed you so far is all about the partner, is about the person that buys the app. Well, this is about you. Okay. I told you earlier that you make 25%. You sell the app for $5,000, you make $1,250. You sell the app for $10,000, you make $2,500. And we pay that to you the following Friday. Okay. You put a business in the app. Okay. $249, you make $150. Okay. So we got agents that are doing that 2-3 times a day. So you can do the math, right? You put in 2 restaurants a day, you just made $300. Okay. You put in 4 in a day, you just made $600. Do that 5 days in a row. A lot of you here have business to business experience. It's going to be very easy for you to get a dry cleaner, you know, a restaurant, a gym, anyone that has a database. It's going to be very easy for you to convince them for $249. They can be in the app and we're going to send them traffic. Okay. But why you're all here, okay, is because of this, is a 30%. Kurt and George brought you guys inside the club. Okay. They could have just kept you outside and promoted their app, but they're like, no, we want to bring our team for the ride. Okay. So Remember earlier when I gave you the example of 1,000 active customers, database 200,000, owner 20,000? Well, you're making 30% of that 20,000. That's $6,000 a year. So if you had 10 of those accounts, you're making 60 grand a year, $5,000 a month, and it's residual. Okay. It's a true residual. But let's say that it was the bigger one. Remember I gave you the example of 10,000, database 2 million, owner database 200,000. You're making 30% of 200,000 at 60 grand a year. If you have 10 of those accounts, you're making 600 grand a year, 50 grand a month. I know some of you here know people who make 600 grand a year. Okay. But let me tell you something. Okay. They're exchanging time for money, right? They're working 60, 80, maybe 100 hours a week. Okay. You made one introduction and there was a presentation and they said, yeah. And that's what you're making off that one account. Okay. But remember earlier, I gave you the example of 100,000 customers, database 20 million, owner 2 million. You're making 600,000 off that one account. Every single year, you're making 30% of what that does. Okay. So again, if you had 10 of those, so here's my question to all of you. Okay. My question to you is, do you think out of 34 million businesses in America, that in the next 3 to 5 years, you could find 10 good size accounts that would want to monetize their database? And if you answered yes to that, then this is going to be very, very good for you. Okay. Now, the last thing I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to do a little training, I'm going to answer your guys' questions, is you have the ability to introduce other motivated people to this model. So I need you to listen very carefully. We are a business to business model. Okay. We cannot be another sales channel because of Western Union and Visa, MasterCard, right? There is no other sales channel that we could be other than business to business. Okay. So someone invited you here. What you need to know is that you have the ability to get other agents in other places. Okay. Right now, who do you know outside of where you live? Okay. Some of you live in really rural towns. So recruit people that don't, right? Who do you know in Miami or Orlando or Dallas or Denver or Vegas or Orange County or San Diego or San Francisco, right? Like, I'm not going to list all the cities that are in America, but I'm letting you know this is a wide open country. Okay. How many accounts do you want to have in your book of business, and how many debit and credit cards do you want them to have that you're getting paid residual on every single month? So the only number you need to remember is 10%. So let's say you got 10 agents and they sold one app a week. Let's say they sold the app for $5,000. What's 10% of $5,000? You made $500 times 10 people. You made $5,000 that week. Let's say you have 10 agents and they're signing up 10 businesses in a week. What is 10% of $250? $25. Okay. But the real thing that you care about, and Jim, I know you're going to care about this just because of the questions you're asking. You're making 10% of any agent you bring in, any book of business that they have. So let's say you brought me in. Let's say that you brought Chad in. Let's say you brought Liz in. Let's say you were the one that brought in Kurt and George, right? Okay. Let's say you brought in Jeremy, right? Let's say you brought in someone that was really good. Let's say they have a business of 1,000 customers. Okay. I'd be worth about $2,000 a year to you. Let's say I'm a little bit better than that, and I build a book of business of 10,000 customers. I'd be worth about $20,000 a year to you. But let's say you brought in a really good person and they had a book of business of 100,000 customers. You're making $200,000 a year off that one agent. So again, how many agents do you want? If you had 10 agents, you're making $20,000, $200,000, or $2 million in that example. So what I'm going to do here is I'm gonna show you guys the website, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna answer questions. I don't normally do that. Where did my thing go? You gotta be kidding me. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what I did. So this is saversapp.com, and you're gonna want to spend time on here, Jim. You've asked the most questions, which means you're analytical. Okay. So you want to go through this site. This website is basically an online presentation. Okay. Right. So this is a really, really good website for you to go through. And then right here, frequently asked questions. All these questions have come from our partners. Okay. 90% of any technical question you have will be right here. So this is where you would sell them the app. So when you, okay, and of course it's going to log into the back office. Okay. So this is what the back office looks like in real time. Okay. So let's say right now we were in Kurt and George's back office. It'd be their little logo, Maniacs, in the left-hand corner. And then it would say how many cards, how many members, what's the transaction, right? They would see these metrics. Okay. So we just talked to a big AI hotel in Vegas. And one of the things they couldn't believe was that we were going to be giving them categories. So we cannot legally give the credit card information to a partner, but we can show them all the categories, okay, which is gold to a business owner, okay? Look at the marketing material, the 2 QR codes. Look at the messages. One of the biggest objections a business owner will tell you is this looks great, but I don't have time to run it. Okay, great. Can you copy and paste? So again, all they gotta do is copy and paste. Look at the banners that we give them. And again, this is all free to the partner. Okay, so once you sell them the app and the one-time setup fee, look at the 4th of July campaign that we had. Look at the Halloween, look at the Thanksgiving, look at the Christmas. Okay, again, we're always adding to this. Okay, printed material, churches, schools, nonprofits, any belly-to-belly business, they love these flyers. They print them out with a QR code on them and they hand them out like hotcakes. Okay, so it's all about the exposure. This is a world-class back office that you're able. We had a direct sales company, again, just a little under 10 million people, that flipped out over this back office. They were like, wow, you have to be kidding me. They couldn't believe how robust it is. Now, this here is where you're going to join. So someone invited you here tonight. Loyalty Partners Group. Rose has probably put it in the link already. You're going to click this apply now. Okay. You will be coded who invited you here. So someone in the Maniac family invited you here. Okay. What you're going to do is you'll get a hold of Jeremy, or you'll get a hold of George, or you'll get a hold of Kurt, whoever it was that got you here, or it could be someone that's working with them. And you're going to put in the 5-digit ID number that they're going to give you and then their name. And the reason you're going to do that is we're going to send you an email and you can go into your back office and you can start educating yourself. Now, I do want to share a little bit more with you guys just because I don't do a call like this. I did this call because of George and because of Kurt. Okay, so I want to give you guys a little bit more than I normally would.
Buck, I have something I want to add if I
Of course,
can.
Kurt. Yes.
I didn't know what you're getting ready to share, but
For sure the money comes from.
one of the things I think is really valuable in this, and it doesn't necessarily, reflect in here's how much you made, but anybody that owns the app, and when you talk about, how, doesn't have to, however big the business is, George and I don't have a per se business. We have a big data, base. So, that's kind of why we're doing the app. But when you can contact the people that have downloaded your app directly to their phone, that is a huge advantage, because to be able to do that, now going through some kind of texting app or something like that, you're gonna have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to do that. And then it's going to charge you every time you send out a message. There's going to be a fee for each message you send out. This deal, you can, if you have this app, this furniture store, for instance, that we've been talking to, they're going to be able to contact people that have never ever shopped in their store that ended up downloading the app from somebody else, and they're going to be able to put something in front of them on a regular basis. Hey, this is what we're doing at our 9 stores this week. And that is a big deal, you know, to me, because that gives access to the clients, their own
Right.
clients, and the people that never have been their clients, to be able to get something in front of them and have that top of the mind awareness going on with them. So I just wanted to point that out as well. That is a
Yeah, no, I
big
think that's a
plus.
good point. So what I want to show you guys is a little diagram of how the money goes. Okay, so if you remember earlier, I gave you the example of the Vegas trip, right? I know it was 1,200, but let's just say it was 1,000. Okay, I downloaded this free app to whoever it was that you sold it to, right? You sold it to a car wash or, you know, a furniture store, whoever bought the app from you. And I'm one of the users, and I got $1,000. I think you all would agree. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yep.
Okay. And here's the partner, right? Here's the owner of the furniture store. Okay. And what percent do they make off that? Who remembers? Anyone?
30.
10%.
10. I just
The
wanted to
partner
see if you
makes
guys were paying
10%.
attention.
So what is 10% of 1,000?
100.
$100. So would you agree the partner's pretty excited about that?
Yes.
But then, Jim, there's you, the agent. You're the sales agent that brought in this account. And you made 25% for setting the account up on the front end, whether it be 5,000, 10,000, whatever they did. And then you're making 30% of everything that app does every month. So on this one transaction, what's 30% of $100?
30.
So
30.
you made $30. So you'd agree, Jim, that you're pretty excited that you signed up this big partner here, right? Well, then over here, you've got Michael and I, right? So we're pretty happy, but where does the money come from? And this is where the money comes from. It comes from Nike. It comes from all the restaurants. It comes from all the hotels. It comes from all the stores. It comes from all the travel. It comes from all the entertainment. So as we keep adding to this app, every dollar that is paid out is coming from someone who already did something. So someone bought shoes at Nike, and then Nike paid us. And then what do? We pay the customers, we pay the databases, the owner database, and we pay the agents. So in this model, everybody wins. Okay, a lot of you here remember Groupon. Okay. Okay, in Groupon, there were three pieces. There was Groupon, there was a business owner, and there was a customer. Customers, we loved Groupon. Groupon loved Groupon. And most of you don't know, Groupon got to 17 billion was its valuation on the NASDAQ at its high point. But you know who hated Groupon? The business owner. What was the very first thing every business owner would say to you when you bring in a coupon from Groupon? Please come back, but don't ever bring that coupon again. Because they couldn't afford to give us 50%, 70% off lunch or a massage or a haircut, whatever it was. Okay. That model got to 17 billion, and there was a loser from day one, the business owner. Who loses in our model?
Nobody.
They love it. They love it. They love it. We love it. And all these guys love us because they don't pay us one penny unless somebody buys something. So when you really get that part of this model, you'll understand why I feel like we're in this major, we have this major disruptive technology, and we're not just going to be doing this in America. We're not going to be just doing this in Canada. We're going to be doing this in Australia and New Zealand and Europe next. So imagine you as an agent, what are you doing? You're putting businesses in the app, and you're selling businesses the app, and you're getting paid for what you do yourself. Then what are you doing? You're bringing in other agents that go out, and whatever they do, you make 10% of that every single month. So I just wanted to show that to you guys. Look, there's a lot more I could do. I want to show you guys how to set appointments. Okay. So listen, and Jeremy or George or Kurt, I want this to be interactive. I just don't want it to get super technical. Okay. So what I want you to understand is right now, I believe, okay, that any business, okay, that has 100, I would say 50 to 100 people a day minimum, okay, foot traffic, okay, can use this app. Okay, so 50 people a day is what? 1,500 people a month. 100 a day is 3,000 a month. Okay, that means you're talking to someone that's doing roughly 15 to 30,000 people a year. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Jim, you'll probably appreciate this more than most people here. So we just met with a big Mexican restaurant. Okay, so they had like 8, 9 locations, and they're going to sell it in a few years. So it's basically their retirement, right? So they got these restaurants, you know, they're going to sell it for whatever, $2 or $3, $4 million, whatever they're going to get. But it was like, look, you know, we're doing about 1,000 people a day, you know, easily between these restaurants. It just, and the weekday and on the weekends, we're doing, you know, more like 1,500, 2,000. He's like, I could be putting in customers. And we're like, yes, but here's the cool part. When you sell the restaurants for your 3, 4, 5 million for your big nest egg, you could keep the app. You could keep the residual income that this app is generating every month. And he absolutely loved that idea. Okay. So there isn't any business owner that doesn't want to monetize their database. They just don't know how to do it. And this is a super inexpensive way for them to do it. And again, it's getting them new referrals. It's a marketing machine building their main brand, and they're making 10% of that. Yeah. The app will be in Spanish, Gary, very soon. It will be in Spanish and French. Just so you know, it has to be in French to go to Canada. And we have a really big group right now. We're meeting actually on Friday with a group in Tijuana about, they have all these offices with business to business people, and they have a whole network. So very, very soon. That's a great question. Kurt, Jeremy, awesome. George, any question, anything you want me to hit on? I try to keep this about an hour long, and I want you guys to know that if you get your leaders plugging into the Monday, so just so you guys know, Monday through Friday, like tomorrow, we're doing a 10:30 a.m. call, and then Wednesday and Sunday, we do this call at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay, so we're doing 7 presentations a week for you to get potential new agents. And all you want those agents to do is to bring in a program, set up an appointment. You can set up with Rose. You'll get an email and book our calendar, and we'll help you get any business owners that you know. I know I was going to show you guys. I almost forgot this. I did this on the call earlier. All of you need to have these videos. Okay. I'm not going to text you all these videos, but I'm letting you know that I recruit every single day. Okay. So, oh, this is on there. Okay. So do you see this video right here? This is a video I use to get a business owner interested in setting up an appointment. Okay. This video, you all saw it earlier, but I got it in my phone. Okay. So this video, if I met Kurt, he's like, hey, I own a car dealership, or hey, I own a pickleball club, or hey, I own a golf course. I'd be like, dude, are you ever looking for new customers? Yeah, great. I'm going to send you this video. I'm going to get his phone number. I use the video as my excuse to get his phone number, and I send him that video. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an appointment that someone can explain it to him. Okay. This video I showed you is in my phone. This is how I get someone to look at using the app. Like, hey, you want to get money back? Check out this app. And boom, I show it to them because, again, you guys have seen the video. Okay, this right now we've got people sharing. Look, I know most of you don't care about $5. Okay, but a lot of college kids, you know, one of my best friends, his daughter signed up 500 or 100 people rather using the app. Okay, $500 to a college kid, you know, that's good money, right? For sharing an app, and their friends are using it in all the places that are around the college campus. So in my phone, I have this little arsenal. Okay, so this is mine and Michael's corporate account. This is a while back. I need to get a newer one. So right now, I want to say we're like, I think we're just about $2,000, maybe a little over $2,000 cash back on our corporate, right? So what I want you to see here is I have these videos and I use them for different things. Okay. What I am always doing is I am always looking for 7s and higher. Okay. I only recruit studs and studettes. I do not recruit negative people, and I do not waste my time on someone. I want someone to be really good for me to recruit them. Okay. So, all right. Does anyone have, I'll stop sharing my phone. Does anyone have any other questions, or Jim, Jeremy, Kurt, George, anyone?
I do.
Yes.
I'm Jim. So,
Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. I have a networking organization here in the Houston area. I also own a company where I am everything you need to live, work, and shop in our county and our city. And as far as my networking organization, I can understand a lot of those people will be able to do the 249 to get in the app. So I see this as stepping stones. Okay, get the business in the app so they can get notoriety, get them seen. If they want to monetize their database, then they're going to go ahead and pay the 5,000 or whatever.
Yes.
All right. So, is there a size limit? Because some people are, like sole entrepreneurs or handyman or this or that. Is there requirements who can get in the app? Because I can boost
So
those.
that's a great question. So, Jim, I've told more people not to buy the app. So, for instance, the majority of our agents use our app, or like what George and Kurt did, they get their own app. Okay. 98% of our agents use their team's app. Like, most people don't need to buy their app. Our model is not to try to sell our sales agents a $5,000 app. Okay. I probably have talked 100 people out of doing that because they don't have the bandwidth. Okay. But to answer your question, what you just described is exactly what we do. So I would come into your Jim's Taco restaurant and say, hey, Jim, would you like more customers? You're like, yeah, great. I'm going to put you in the app for $249. I just made $150 by helping you get more traffic. And again, these restaurants or dry cleaners are spending thousands on other, TikTok or Instagram or radio or internet, whatever. Okay. So 150 I just made in 15, 20 minutes putting you in the app. Okay. Then what you said is correct. I would say, hey, look, would you like to make money off your database when they're eating at your competitors here in Houston? You're going to go, yeah. I go, great. And I'll have this up for you in 4 to 5 days. Well, now I just made $1,250 off putting you in the app. But more importantly, I'm going to make 30% a month off whatever your account does every single month. So
do they make anything when they sign up for the 250? That was my question.
You make 150.
So they sign up for 250. If they're sharing the app, say they sign up to be a free or rep or whatever you call it, and they're sharing app, do I make a percentage off of the apps that they share?
So if you own the app, if they own the app, their percentage goes up on their 10%.
Okay.
Right? Because what has to happen for the give 5, get 5 is they share the app, right? Is the person that shared it has to share it with someone, and this person spends $25. Well, if you got 10,000, 100,000, a couple million people spending $25, your 10% is getting bigger, correct?
Okay.
Because the owner of the app is making 10%, and we're the ones paying the 5 and 5, not them. So that's a really good question, Jim.
Yeah, I got more, but that's for another time.
Yeah, hey, listen. So, Jim, I can tell you right now, what I'm going to do is I'll put you on tomorrow with Chad, and make sure you guys don't miss our Saturday training. So I got Michael to stay another week. So we were going to do Saturday training this Saturday, but it's going to be next Saturday, not this coming Saturday. We're moving it. I got Michael to stay another week. No one else knows that but you guys, just so you know. Like,
Okay.
I haven't told anyone else. I'll probably tell them on Friday. But we're moving this Saturday training to next Saturday because Michael and I haven't done a training together in a while. This will probably be our last one for a few months because we got to kind of split up and divide and conquer. So, so look, hey, this has been very, very helpful. So what you guys want to do right now, this is your call to action, okay, is you want to go to Loyalty Partners Group right here, okay, and you're going to, so Jim, I'm assuming Kurt or George, whoever it was, you're going to want to fill this out, okay, again, it's free. We don't have a starter kit. That's not our model, but we do need you to be informed, and you're going to want to go through the Savers app website and your Loyalty Partner Group back office. Okay, we want you to know what you're doing. And then what your guys' job is to get us on a call with a business owner with a database and let us help you get them into the boat. Okay, this is not a hard program to market, and all of you need to start using the app. Okay, if you're not using the app, you're making a huge mistake. Okay, get the app from these guys. Again, I showed it to you. You want to make sure you're getting their app and start using it. And then George and Kurt, thank you for having me. If you guys want me to do another call with your team, let me know. But you guys need to start plugging into the system. We do these calls every Monday through Friday at 10:30 in the morning Mountain Time. And every Wednesday and Sunday, we do a call at 6:30. I did this call just for these guys because they're awesome. And, you know, what they want to do is they want to help all of you guys get your team going. So if we can get your guys' team call bigger, I'll keep doing this call just for your guys. And I love Jeremy.
Yep.
Jeremy's a stud. So Kurt, George, Jeremy, if there's anything you guys want to add, anything you want me to cover, let me know.
Just that whoever put you, you know, in touch with our group is the person you need to get your link from so that you can become a consultant agent, however you want to call it. And then they'll also be the one that will help you a lot with navigating and learning, you know, where you're going and what you're doing on the app. And there's a lot of training stuff in the back office. I mean, it's the facts, FAQ, they've got, I don't know how many questions and answers, but it's a ton. And, you know, you just get in that app and go to work. As I said, you don't have to know anything. If you want to just go out and start making $150 a client to make them a merchant, you can go out and start talking to people tomorrow and, you know, sign those people up and, you know, it's a pretty simple deal. They know how much, you know, what their amount's going to be to pay. They know that they're going to be able to add, you know, to their clientele and by drawing in more people. And, you know, for like a restaurant, we didn't mention this, but if you take and put a little tent, you know, I call them a advertising tent or whatever you want to call it, but on the table with the QR code that just says, would you like to save 5% on your meal today and make $5? Who's not going to download that? Everybody's going to scan that and they're going to make the 5. And not only the person that's paying for dinner, but the other 3 people that are with them are going to scan it as well, because they're going to make $5. And you know, the restaurant owner, you make an extra $5 on every customer that comes through, or let's say half of the customers that come through every day. That's a nice little deal. And some of these guys, you know, where they're in places where their traffic is from, you know, the interstate or whatever, it you know, there's new customers every day coming in. So
Since you brought up restaurants, Kurt, I want you to know we have a restaurant in New York. Chad's way more familiar with this group than me, but I've heard him say they've got like 40 to 50 servers. Okay. And this is a very busy restaurant. And these servers, what they do, the restaurant had all the servers sign up with their own, right? So Sally, Fred, and Julie, and Barney, and Bob, and everyone, right? So all these servers signed up because they make $5 for every table that they sign up. And then the restaurant is in the app. So that means when they spend $25 on lunch or dinner, that server's automatically getting $5, and the people that just ate there are automatically getting $5. And the restaurant owner can see who's doing the most tables, who's getting the most customers. So there's so many things that you can do with this, you guys. Like, again, you know, again, I know we're talking about a restaurant, but what if it was a mortgage officer? What if it was a you know, a gym where you had 10 trainers and they've got 10,000 people that sign up, but only 1,000 are active. You know,
Yeah.
now they have a way to get, like, there's so many things that you can do with it. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's a true example of one restaurant we have in New York, what they're doing right now.
Yeah. Buck, we really appreciate you doing this for us.
Of course. Hey, let me know your next one. If you want one next Wednesday or
Okay.
Thursday night, Kurt, let me know how I can help.
I'll do it.
anything to help you guys, but like I said, we want this call to get bigger for your team, and you
course.
agents should be letting Jeremy and Kurt and George know, hey, I got some really good people. You know, of course you can plug into the ones that we're doing for everyone, but I don't mind doing this as long as it's going to grow for you guys.
Right. Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Buck. Appreciate that.
Appreciate